Welcome in everybody. My name is Kitty Tetra, and today we're going to be doing the bear mine. Now this is a tutorial that a few have requested, and I decided, you know what, I think today would be the perfect day to do it because I basically have everything that I need now to ensure that this tutorial will go really well. So I already have one completed right here, but we're going to be going over to the village. We're going to be using a mine that's right inside a house. You'll see what I mean when we get there. But yeah, so let's get to it, and I'll show you the step-by-steps because there's quite a bit you have to do in order to get the mine. So like making the torch, getting the mine prepped. So I'll try to go through the steps that I usually take and show you guys that way. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is go to a mine. You can find them in the wasteland. As you can see, I kind of made a home around a really small wasteland, and you're going to want to kill the bear in the cave. If you already did that, then it's a lot easier for you, but the bears do I think they reset. I don't know how long it takes, but this bear resets quite a bit because right here I have him in here, but I know there's going to be another bear in here. So unlike the PC version, you can actually put items down and the bear can't get you. So you're going to want to make sure you have 3 arrows and you also have a bow. I will send a link in a pinned comment showing the tutorial of where you can find how to make the bow and arrow, because it'll be a lot easier that way, and then instead of me showing you again. Yeah, so I already tapped it once. Then grab your arrow, and the bear is gonna walk around, and then you're gonna want to murder him or trap him. It depends on what you really feel like doing with him. Grab your arrow. I've never been the best at killing bears. Alright, grab glass arrow. No! Nice berry. Come on. Nice berry. Okay, grab glass arrow. Nice. Now. Murder. Okay, there we go. So now the bear he died out there. So now the bear is dead. So that's going to be your first step, because you want to make sure that the mine is the cave is empty, because obviously you can't be mining with a bear in there. That just won't work for you. So again, make sure you have 3 arrows and a bow. So the next part, I'll keep the book out for you guys, but the next part, so you're going to want to go over to your mine. Let me put my clothes back on. So now we're going to want to collect a long shaft. You're going to want to hit it with a flint. Not a flint, a sharp stone. So go over here, hit it with a sharp stone, like this. And then you're going to want to put a rope on the long shaft. So that's going to be 2 milkweeds like this. Place it onto the shaft like this, and then bring this back to the cave. Like this. And now you're going to repeat that for a second time. So you're going to go and grab another long shaft and place a rope on it. Grab another one. So a straight branch. Turn it into a long shaft. Grab your rope, place it onto the shaft like this, and then place it on here. So now you're going, so see how it's like combining right here? So like up and up, so you're slowly working on the mine. So you're gonna want another long shaft, but this time you're not going to put milkweed on it. So here's another one. So you're gonna hit this one, but this time do not put a milkweed on it. Just make it a regular long shaft, because this is gonna be the top of your mine. Oops, didn't mean to go in here. So like this. See? So now you got the top of your mine and the 2 sides. So it's going to be 2 ropes and 3 long shafts. So now you're going to be working on the short shaft. So if you look at your book, it says a short shaft. You're going to want to get 2 of those. This works out. It's definitely, so let's see, how many of these are you going to need? 1, 2. So in all, you're going to need 5 straight branches to finish the top part of your bear mine. So grab one of your short shafts. I keep going into the wrong place. Just open the door so I can get a shortcut there. So grab one of your short shafts, place it onto the mine like this. So see, that goes right into that corner. And you want to grab the other one. So this is the easiest part of the mine, in my opinion, is this part. And then the next one is going to get a little more challenging. So this will be the top part of your mine, just like this. Boom. So now we're going to need to get a board and a blade. So you're going to want to make sure that you have quite a bit of iron ready. Because if your mine works, you will be getting a whole bunch of iron. But you want to make sure you have some iron ready before you start making the mine, or you're not going to be able to make it. So, in boards, make sure you have some trees cut down. So we're going to first make the board. Oops. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your froe and you have your mallet. Where's my mallet? There it is. And once again, I'll send a link on the tutorial of how to make the mallet and the froe. The tutorials I did for those. So whack it, and very easy. That's how you make your board. And now we gotta go up here and we're going to make the blade. So I need to make a fire. So let's do that real quick. Now that we got our fire, we're going to start it. Make sure I have everything I need. Ooh. And we're going to make 1 blade. Now I know how many I need, but I'm just gonna do it a step by step to make it as slow as possible, to make it easy for you guys to follow around. So we're gonna make a blade. Right, so there's your blade right there. Wait for it to cool down. And then we're gonna go place it onto the board once it's ready. Right, here we go. So take this blade, place it onto the board like this. I have my person eat. Delicious. Now you're gonna place it onto the bear mine like this. So see, now it's starting to make the tracks down there. See them right there? So now you're going to want to have another blade, which is going to, I think they call it a spring, yeah, which is going to turn into a spring, which I'll show you guys that once we get there. And then we're going to want to have 2 more boards. So I'm going to go cut down some trees and bring some more boards back. But we're going to turn this one into the board. Ooh. And then I'm going to have to turn the other ones into wheels, which I have some prepped right there, but I'm just going to recap that one a little bit because that would make a little more sense for me to do that. So now that I got the butt logs that we need, the next step we're going to do is we're going to turn one of these butt logs into wheels. I have showed this in a previous tutorial, but I figured it would make sense for me to show it in this one. So what you do is let me get the book out. You're going to want to get your bowl saw, and you're just going to whack it on there, and they're going to become, I think they're called disc. And in order to make wheels, you're going to want a flint tip bow drill. So basically you're going to want to make a regular fire bow drill, which is right here, and then you're going to put a flint chip on it like this to turn it into a flint chip bow drill. And in order to turn a flint into a flint tip, you take a sharp stone onto a flint and whack it like this, and it will become a little flint arrow head, which you can put on a fire bow drill or make more arrows. So let's just get this out of the way now. So in order to make this disc into what I call a little wooden wheel, but it's called a wooden, I think it's still called a disc with a hole in it, but I'm just going to call it the little wooden wheel. You're going to do that, and it will have a little hole in it. So then you're going to want to do this for every single one and place it onto the board like this. Okay, last one. Just like this. So then you will have a use partial track cart kit. In order to finish the cart kit, we're going to need to make a spring. So we're going to head back up here into our forgy area. And we are going to want to make another blade like last time. So start your fire. Grab this. Turn it into a blade. Like that. And then you're going to grab your blade. You're going to put it into an empty bowl like this. And when it's steaming like this, you're going to want to put it into a bowl of water. So make sure that you have an empty bowl like this. And then make sure you have a bowl of water like this so you can cool down your spring so it turns into a quenched steel spring. So once again, you're going to grab a blade, put it into an empty bowl, and then when it's all burning, take the empty bowl and you're going to want to put it into water. You're going to want to make sure that the steel piece, the steel blade piece that you had in your hand was also still warm. If it's not warm, like say it cooled down on the stone, grab it and quickly put it back into the forge if it's on, and then just put it into the bowl like so. So your tongs like this. And then you're going to want to come over to the oven. So this is one of the few items that you're going to want to use with your oven that's not food related. Then you're going to want to turn it on, and much like you do with pies, you're going to wait till the fire leaves the oven, and then you're going to warm up your little wooden spring. You're going to take it, you're going to warm it up, boom! And now you have yourself a perfect steel spring. So you're going to bring that back. Let's make sure our fire stays. I like to keep this going. Let's get this. Okay, so now you're gonna bring your spring over here, and boom, you have completed the track kit, I believe it's called. Track cart kit. So now you're going to bring this kit over here like so, and now see, now it's turned into, I always see it as like this little square cart thing, but that right there is basically your mine is set up. So the next part you're going to work on is the explosive. So in order to make an explosive, you're going to need a clay. So let's go out in the world and get a piece of clay. Here, I'll take the book away for a second so I can see. So you're going to grab a piece of clay like this, and you're going to grab a rock like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the clay on top of the rock. Because if you do the rock first, see, it's just going to either do that or it's just going to pick it up. You want to drag the clay on top of the rock so it turns into a clay sphere like this. Then the next part you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure that you have a knife in your village. So once again, I will send you guys the forging tutorial on how to make the tools so you can learn how to make a knife. So then you're going to want to cut a hole into the ball, into the clay ball like that. So it's going to leave a little crevice. It will also release your rock from it. So it will turn into a hollow clay sphere. So now you're going to need to grab your tongs and grab your spear like this because you're going to need to cook it. So now what you're going to want to do is much like you do with like clay items. You're going to want to cook your little sphere with just coal like this. So now you're going to take it, cook it like that. So now it's just called use hollow clay sphere. It changed a little bit of color. Like it used to be a little bit darker, I think, and then now it turned lighter to turn it into this right here. So now that you got this, the next part that you have to do is make the gunpowder. So the gunpowder, you're going to find everything you need in the desert. You're going to want to Either, if you're lucky, bring your just walk over to the desert and find some, or I recommend bringing a horse so you can walk, because you got to find something called niter, and that's not necessarily always the most common item to find in the game. Like, sometimes you can be really lucky with your desert, other times you're not going to be lucky. But we're gonna bring our horse just in case, and we're gonna head over to the desert and see if I have a piece of niter. Okay, this right here is your niter, so you're gonna want to collect this because you're gonna need this for the gunpowder. Feel free to collect as many as you want. You only need one, but you know, if you want to have more in your town, it doesn't hurt. You're gonna want to bring this in here like this, and you're also gonna want to make sure you have an empty bowl. And the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, bring an empty bowl with you, head back to the desert, and you're going to want to find a little hot spring. So I'll shut the book for a second. This right here is your hot spring. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag an empty bowl to it, and it just gives you a bowl of sulfur. And you're going to want to have a bowl of sulfur to make the gunpowder. So you're going to head back into your little village or wherever you're making the bomb. You're going to place the bowl of sulfur down. And the last piece that you need is you're going to want to make sure you have coal. So just burn some kindling and then take the coal out of your forge. So, like this. And now you're going to want to place it all into a bowl. A piece of coal into your bowl, like this. Then you're going to want to add your sulfur, like this. Then the last part you're going to want to add the niter. So then you will have a bowl just like this. And next you're going to want to crush it with your round rock to turn it into gunpowder. So there is a specific way you have to do it. If you don't do it the specific way, it's not going to work. So make sure you do coal, sulfur, then niter. You can't do niter, sulfur, coal, and blah, blah, blah. So it's coal, sulfur, then niter. And then crush it with a round rock to make the gunpowder. So once you do that, you're going to take it, you're going to place it into your bomb like this. So now, I don't know if you noticed, but the hole turned darker, like a black. That's just showing that now you have the gunpowder in there. In order to finish the bomb, now you're going to grab a rope with your milkweed. So bring your bomb with you. And you're gonna grab some milkweed like this. Turn it into a rope like this and place it into your bomb. So look at that, guys. You have successfully made a bomb. So now you're going to head back to the bear mine and you're going to rest your bomb into the cave like this. So in order to light the cave, you are going to need a torch. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a torch now. In my Christmas tutorial, I showed you guys how to grab these giant rocks. You can find them in a few biomes. All you're going to want to do is hit them with a shovel, and then you're going to want to carry them. They take a long time to carry. Like, look at how slow my character is. That's why I'm going to just tell you guys, and then I'm going to send a link to the Christmas tutorial so you guys can see where the shovels come into play. But you're going to want to grab this beautiful rock here. You're going to want to place it down. You're going to take your chisel, place it into the rock, grab your mallet, and then whack it. So in order to make a square, you're going to want to separate the rocks into pieces like this. And then you're going to take your chisel, and you're going to whack it. And there you go, you have yourself a rock. But in order for it to become a torch rock, you're going to want to take your flint tip bow drill and drill a hole into the top of the rock just like this. And now what I usually do is I usually like resting these torches near my bear cave. You can also use torches to like put near your mine, not your mines, like your forge and your kitchen areas and stuff, because the torch lasts for a long time, so you don't have to like keep up with a fire and keep using wood that way. So they definitely have their ups. You're gonna want to grab the yew tree stick, this one right here, And then you're going to want to place it into the torch like this. So it's going to be sticking out. And then in order to make it successful, you gotta, oh, my person's dying. It's okay, well, if I have to come back, we'll have to come back. Then you're gonna take your axe, you're gonna whack it, and it's going to turn into like this little V shape. That just means that it's halfway ready. So I was going to show the bear mine tutorial after the clothing, so you guys understood how to make rope and stuff, but this one has been requested quite a few times, so I'm just going to have to show you guys real quick how to make the things over here in order to make the rope. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shave your sheep. So I don't know if I have my cutters here. Let's see. Let's see. Baby Ranger was cutting up the sheep earlier, so I'm not sure where they may have stuck my cutters. Let's see. Oops. I may have to just die and come back as a young, beautiful lady. Because I might have to make more cutters. Oh, are they in there? No, let's see if they're in here. Because this is the little storage area. Let's see. Oh, there they are. Okay. Yay! So now we're going to want to come up here. Find one of those sheeps that have some wool. You're going to cut the wool off like this. Move, little babies. Babies. Then you're gonna want to grab the wool. And you're gonna want to keep it small like this. Just put it in the little corner like that. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you want to make this beautiful thing right here. In order to do that, I already have it set up. So I showed you guys how to make one of these little wheel things before. So you're gonna want to take one of the little wheels, and you're also gonna want to create a short shaft. And you're gonna place them together, and you get this little, I don't know what it's called because it's kind of blocked by the yellow thing. I can't see what it's called. We'll call it the little twisty yellow thing. So then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take the little twisty yellow thing, and then do this. And then it's going to turn into a small ball of yarn. You're going to want to do that twice. In order to make the torch, you're going to want a big ball of yarn. So you're going to want to trim 2 sheep and then turn it into a ball of yarn like this. And then you're going to take the yarn, combine it to make a big ball of yarn. Then you're going to take this big ball of yarn. No, I'm now starving. Yeah, let's eat food real quick. Okay, so now you're going to want to take this big ball of yarn, you're going to place it on top of your torch like this. So now you have a used dry torch in stone. And then as you can see, there's a few different ways that you can put like a waxy substance onto the torch. Like you can use beeswax, a bowl of palm wax, and a bowl of oil. So I'm just going to use the palm, because I don't have bees yet. So I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go over to this beautiful tree right here. You're gonna get some palm kernels. You're gonna want to place it down here because we're going to need to cook it in the oven. Now my person may die before we make it to this part. Which is okay. We'll just have to come back after. So now we're going to start our oven like this, and we're going to cook our kernels if we don't die. Let's see, I'm 58. We might be able to make it. Might be. Well, no, we're starving now. Okay. Now you're gonna want to cook them. You're gonna want to hit it with a rock. Oops. Hit it with a rock. Like so. Okay, add water to it like this. And then you're going to want to take it and then cook it again. I'm panicking. Cook it again. And now you're going to want to take this oil. You're going to want to separate it. So take it, separate it like this. and that becomes a bowl of palm oil. Oh no, I died. We'll have to come back. So now that we got the bowl of palm oil, we're going to head back to our torch and we're going to stick it onto the torch like this. Oops. Onto the torch like this. So now if you notice, the torch got like a little yellowish and it looks like it's kind of dripping. That's because now it has the oil on there. So now we can take this right here. Here, let's move this rock. We'll move it actually right here. Now we're going to take this torch, go over to a fire, and you're gonna light it like this. And boom, you got yourself a torch. Now I don't even really need a fire. I don't know how long a torch lasts for. I haven't really sat there and like timed the torch. So, but I know that they will live. I'm pretty sure they can live your entire life if you're playing. But again, I'm not sure how long, but they are, it does save you on wood when it comes to like firewood. So now that you got this, you're finally at the point where you can blow up the mine. Now, the mines have an 80% chance of success. So if I blow it up, I can either move to the next part of the mine where I can prep it to start mining it, or it's going to collapse. So I'm gonna hope that it doesn't collapse and that I can show you the next part, but we'll see. Because it takes 2 weeks for a mine to reset. That's probably when the bear comes back. It probably takes 2 weeks for Barry to return. That probably makes sense. But yeah, it takes 2 weeks for a mine to reset and you have an 80% chance. So let's see what happens, guys. It collapsed. So this right here is a collapsed mine. So that is quite unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep another mine and I'm going to blow it up and hopefully it doesn't collapse so I can show you guys the next part. But I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'm going to do that off screen because I got to show you guys that. But at least, hey, you know, this is probably not the worst thing. So you guys got to witness what a collapsed mine looks like. Unfortunately, now I have to wait 2 weeks for this mine to reset. But let's go and try to find a mine that's not going to collapse and hope that my second attempt is going to be better. Because now I have to do everything that I showed you guys except minus the torch. So like all the other steps again on a different mine. So I will be back. Alrighty, so I got a mine all ready. We're going to see if this one collapses or not. But a few things I want to just talk about before I collapse it. When you are drilling the bow drill into this stone here to make it a drilled hole, I forgot to note while I was drilling it, you will lose your flint tip head. Like once you drill it, it's gone. So if you want to make another flint tip bow drill, you're just going to need to make a new drill. But yeah, every time you drill a hole into these stones, you will lose that. And another thing I forgot to mention is when you light your burning torch, you cannot put a burning torch into a horse cart or any cart, I believe. So hopefully you got bear mines that are closer to your village. Fortunately for me, I'm a little bit away from my village, so it was a bit of a walk. But I am here, so hopefully this one doesn't collapse so I can show you guys the next step. So, moment of truth. We'll see. Darn it. Well, we gotta keep going then. We'll find one eventually, right? Okay, everyone. This is attempt 3. I'm on my 3rd life. But let's see. Third... I feel confident 3rd is going to work. I hope. So let's light it and hope that this one does not collapse on us. So I can show you guys the next. Oh, no. Alrighty. We must... No. We must continue onwards. Woo. Okay. Okie dokie. So while I was away, I ended up prepping 2 mines. Hopefully, attempt 4 and attempt 5, we may be able to get a not collapsed mine. Again, there's an 80% chance, so that's why these are a little hard. But once you get a mine that's not collapsed, you will have so much iron, you'll have more than you actually need. for quite a long time. So let's hope that we can actually get one. Here we go. We'll do number 1 first. That didn't sound great. Oh guys, that one didn't collapse. Well, let's see how this one goes anyways. But, so it took 4 attempts to finally get a non-collapse mine. And that one collapsed. Alright, so 4 attempts, guys. So now we're finally on to the next part, which is you're going to need to make another track cart, because if you bring out your book, that's what it says there. So let's head back. We're going to make the track cart, and then we're going to run all the way back here, and we're going to place it on the mine, and then start mining. So now that we're home, we are going to make that next little track kit that we need. So even though I showed this once, I might as well go through it again. So this is the one that needs the spring. So we're gonna make 1 spring, which is gonna be with a blade, and then I'm gonna also make a pickaxe because we're gonna need that. So you're gonna take the blade while it's hot, put it in an empty bowl, and then while the spring is red, put that in water. Then we're gonna go over to the oven. Right here. We're going to warm that up. And then we're going to take this, make the pickaxe. Then we're going to take the spring. We're going to cook it once it's ready. Beautiful. We're going to come down here. We're going to make 2 boards. No, we're going to make 1 board. And then the other one's going to turn into discs. So then again, you're going to put all these, you're going to put holes in every single disc. Place it onto the board. Just like this. Perfect. And then you're going to put your spring. You're going to put it on like that. And there we go. We're going to bring this back to the cave. Let's see how old I am. I'm 58. Great. I'm always so old every time I get to where I need to be. So what I'll do is I'll probably prep it. So bring that. We're going to bring this. We're going to bring, it's over at my other mine. Yeah, let's go grab the other one. Nah, we're not going to grab the other one. We'll just grab an extra one. Let's see if I have one. Does my kitchen have one? No. I mean, you know what? Let's just bring the forge one for now, just for show. Not that. We don't need that. Because we're also going to need a basket. You don't need to bring a crock with you. But if your mine is away, you don't want your crock deteriorating. I mean, your basket deteriorating on you. So it's always good to bring a crock to put it on. So there we go. I believe that's everything I need. And then once I come back and not be dead, we'll continue. Yeah, let's get rid of these now. At least I have plenty of dead bears now to show bear stew in a future one. Okay, so I am finally back at the mine. I have returned as a young, beautiful lady. It also looks like my torch died. This is about, I'd say this is life 4 for me. So roughly 2.5 hours, I'd say, for the torch's lifespan. So that's not too bad. I mean, that's a rough estimate. I just know it's burnt now. But so I'd say roughly 2 lives. So now we are going to place this onto the the bear mine dummy. And then we're going to go get another blade and the blade kit one. So I'm going to head back, but before I do, I also brought because we're going to need this, we're going to need this, and we're going to need this. Much like the other mines, once we get to the rock part, as you'll see, once it comes up, you're going to want a pickaxe, and you're also going to want your basket. So I'm going to head back now, and we're going to make the last thing, and then we're going to come back here and place it on there. Now we are going to make the last board. So you're going to want to make a blade again, but this time you're not going to turn it into a spring. You're going to turn it into just this, and then you're going to wait for it to cool down. I'm trying to think in my brain. I'm going to do the math. See how much iron you need. If you have it successful, you need, let's see, blade, spring, blade, spring. So overall, you're going to need 4 iron if you're successful. For the 2 blade and springs, and then you're going to need, let's see how many boards you need if you're successful. Board, and 6 boards in order to have all the blades and the boards together. And these are the boards right here, so you're good, because you're gonna need, well, you're gonna need 6 butt logs. You're gonna need to turn 4 of the butt logs into boards, and then 2 of them into wheels to make those blades, is what I'm trying to say. So 6 butt logs in all if you're successful, and then you're going to need 4 iron if you're successful, not including the pickaxe, because I would assume you'd have one by now, but if not, you know, you can add that as 5. But and then let's see how many straight sticks you're gonna need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight sticks. You're gonna need 3 of them to stay long shafts, 2 of them to become short shafts, and then 2 of those long shafts are going to have rope on them. And then the top one does not. But we have covered that all already in the tutorial, but just trying to do the math in my head as we walk. Oh, and I also died. As you can see, I am not the same character as I was walking. A wolf got me, so hopefully we can make it without getting eaten by a wolf again or a snake. So no guarantees. Well, let's hope. I mean, we're almost there. Okay, now we just need to find the cave I was at. Here we go, there's a dead bear. Alright, we have returned, everyone. So somewhere along the line, my video decided to crash. But basically what I did is I took the board that I just made, so the stack board kit, I made another one because I don't know when it's crashed. I'll have to see. But I ended up making another one and made my way back to the bear cave. And all I did was take it and I dragged it onto the cave like this. So now it is on there. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it ended up disappearing like that. But it unfortunately it did. So I don't know. But yeah, once you put that there, all you have to do is tap on the mine, and then the board kit and the whole thing will go into the shaft, like the little tracking cart will go inside of it, and then it's going to bring rocks out. So you're going to grab this is when you want to grab your handy dandy basket. You're going to grab some rocks, you're going to place them on the ground like this. And honestly, you will get a lot more iron from a bear cave than you will an iron vein. But again, the success rate of them is about 80%. So, unfortunately, it can take a while. But as you can see, look, I already got 6 pieces. Got some gold. I already got, let's see, how many iron did I just get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can do it again. Repeat. And this right here, guys, is the bear cave. So you can use the bear mine, it looks like 3 times, and then you're going to have to take another bomb to it and explode it, and either you're going to be lucky and it will continue giving you more stuff, or it will collapse, because it's still an 80% chance. So as you can see, the book is telling me to make another bomb, put it in, and it just basically resets that whole process right there. But yeah, guys, that is how you do the bear mine. I hope you found this. I hope this helped you guys. It's a great way to get, as you can see, certain things like the iron. You can get a little gold piece. You can get some lapis. You can get some I forget what it's called, cinnabar. And my personal favorite, because I do like working with it, is you can get some gravel. Because I like using gravel for roads.